I'm dying. Oh, hey, Nathan here at the Gold Cove. Hope everybody's having a great day. It's a tough day in the metals business. Still a great day to be a stacker. Well, hey, if you don't know, we are in Detroit, just outside of Detroit in Roseville, Michigan. We love it. I'm getting people in pretty much every single day from a ways off. Guys are coming in from an hour, 2 hours away, coming to visit us. I appreciate that. The new business, the new friends, the new faces. I'm taking a lot of heat from not shipping. And even one guy goes, you shouldn't even be doing videos. You're not shipping. It's basically a waste of time. But we're having fun doing it. So if all it does is bring joy to us, then that's it. But yeah, so we're still not shipping anything. Things are crazy right now. Absolutely crazy. We have been kind of busy this week. I'm seeing more buyers actually. And surprises me because usually when metals go down, everybody disappears. But you do have some of those strong, resolved people that are just smart and wise and good with money. And they have been coming in this week buying. Some are still buying a ton. Yesterday, let me talk about that in a minute. But the video today, you're going to want to watch it. You're going to want to watch it because right now things are uncertain. Things feel kind of nutty. You're like, what is happening? And so I would call this like, why are metals tanking? Because that is what they're doing. Absolute tanking. I was just checking the prices. We bounced off of $65 an ounce on silver and $4,500 an ounce on gold. Bounced and started to come back up a little bit, but I think we're in trouble in the metals market. A lot of people in the last 2, 3, 4 weeks have been saying that. Try not to get caught up with the noise and you don't want to panic. But, you know, when it's going up like it was $100 and all the noise is like 150, 250, 300. Now when it's going down, all the noise is like 40, 50. Oh my gosh. And I kind of think it's lower than I thought it would be. I thought it would probably find a safe trading spot around 70 to 80. And we broke it through that. We broke it through the 100-day average, which is a big deal to a lot of people that pay attention to that stuff. But I'm going to kind of go through and tell you guys why I think the number one reasons, and it's not going to be profound, but just kind of helping to, help feed what we're thinking and what's going on and give us some answers or even more questions. But why I think we're tanking. And number one, I think number one is the strong dollar. Now, the dollar has not gone up tremendously, but has gone up and it's showing strength. The dollar is showing strength. So that kind of puts away, at least momentarily, all these thoughts that I have got to get rid of my money as fast as I can and get it somewhere and buy gold and silver because it's going to be worthless soon. I do think the dollar continues to be worth less, but in the short term, we're looking strong. I mean, the U.S. just took a few dictators out, and so the might of our military and all the other debt and all the stuff that comes with it is momentarily kind of tabled, shelved for a minute, and the dollar is gaining strength and it's looking strong. The U.S. is looking dominant. And another thing is I don't see any foreseeable rate cuts, right? So inflation's a concern and we could get rate cuts this year, but you can't pin it. You can't pin it and say, hey, we're getting rate cuts. And so when there's no rate cuts, the people think, okay, well, I can do a little bit better on CDs, and they can, and their bonds rates are a little bit better. Metals look less attractive. And so when there's more rate cuts and a lot of these funds and different things that diversify, they're going to go more into metals because I'm not getting much just saving cash, so let's get some metals with that. Another thing, and we've dealt with this for a long time, is just uncertainty in the world. But with the metals, there's uncertainty in other investments. There's all kinds of different things like, positions that people have to take and the big funds and the rebalancing of portfolios. So there's so much uncertainty on what's going on. We're in this current war with Iran. And are we going to just decimate the country and leave? Are we going to get sucked in to be like, well, we can't just waste all these resources and are we just going to get pulled in and drawn into something that we really don't have any business being into? Just a lot of uncertainty there. And another thing is psychological. It's like this frenzied pricing. It needs more frenziness. So when you get this frenzied pricing and this frothing and it's going from 70 to 75 to 80 to 85 to 90 to 95, when you start to lose that momentum, right, that needs momentum to feed it. And so when that kind of gets sucked out of the market, that momentum, that excitement, that exuberance, that just psychological effect of, man, it keeps going up, we got to buy. We've seen that. It kind of dropped down and came up a little bit, dropped down, but now it's dropped down even further. And so that frenzied excitement and momentum has disappeared, gone. And I think it's knocked out all these new buyers, right? And so how long before you touch that stove and you get burned real bad? I'm buying at 80, I'm buying at 90, I'm buying at 100, 110. Now it's worth 70, 65. It wipes out the new buyers to the metal. And they, a lot of us that have had stuff for a long time, 20, 30, 10. But even if you bought in the 30s where it was in the 20s and you could buy in the high 20s and $30 an ounce out the door for a long time, this really isn't a big deal. Even if you bought some at 80, 90, hopefully a lot of your stack is older, just a couple of years old, and you're still in the sweet spot of being in the money. But the new people that have bought, this wipes them out for a while, just psychologically, right? How quick do they want to rush back into silver if they can see, holy cow, I can buy an Eagle for $112 and it'd be worth $70 in a month or two. And so that wipes out some of that. I think it's safe to say that the resistance, not safe, it's obvious, the resistant levels have been breached. So you'll get these resistant levels on the upper bands, on the lower bands of, well, if it goes over, we need it to go over 102 for it to go to 112 or whatever. That I'm not good at technicals like that at all, but I know that we've broken down resistance levels. And so I don't know when the next one is. A lot of you guys that really are super smart and study that stuff, spend a lot of time. Why don't you get in the comments, please, and tell us what the next resistant levels are, because I don't know what they are. And then maybe my hope is that we kind of stop here and then we start to sputter and go up a little bit and stay here. But who knows? I mean, we could see 50. We really could. We really could see 50, because that would be, to me, 50 kind of seems like a floor because that's an older high. So an older high of 50, if you go up to 110, 120, it's reasonable that it could come down to 50 and hopefully stop there, just meeting the old highs, a previous high, and stay there. But I don't know. I mean, it sickens me to think that we could be to 20 or 30, 40 again. But anything is possible, right? If I told you guys when we were 115 that we were going to be 70 in 6 weeks, you guys would want to crucify me. And I didn't believe that. I didn't necessarily believe that, so I wasn't saying it. But I do think this March delivery month is, I did mention that a month or so ago, that if we don't see something significant with the Comex and the CME and having struggles with the delivery in March, because that was built up so big, right? Like, oh, they're not going to be able to deliver in March. What's going to happen in March when they can't deliver? And so they kind of breezed through that. They fixed it. They know how to do it. They know, we're naive in thinking that we can bust this system pretty easy, or the system will break itself because it's broken. But they just keep going on. They keep going on. How long can they? We don't know. And Caleb, do you have any thoughts on, geez, where are we going? How did we get here? How do we get out of here?
How do you feel about the physical demand? Do you think that's a big driver in the upside of pricing, or do you think we're going to keep free falling?
Yeah, physical demand, I don't really think. No, I think what you're asking me is physical demand in the stores. Yeah. So retail physical demand. I do think the fundamentals are there industrially, technology-wise. Now missiles, right? We're spending a whole bunch of missiles. And so I do think that demand is there. And that's what I would call that the fundamentals of silver. There is still a lot of demand, but there's a lot of, you come in my vault, there's a lot of forks and spoons laying around that I still haven't delivered to the refineries, because either they're hardly paying anything or it was just on a 2-month lag that they would pay. And so you open my vault, but you open vaults around the world, there's still a lot of silver that can meet that physical demand. But yeah, the fundamentals are there. I think in the stores, I just did my numbers for last week, and I almost had the same amount of sales, people coming in buying from me, as I did amount of money spent at the counter. So that was a pretty good balance, and I was surprised by that. When I did all that, and I was surprised by the fact that we had almost as many people buying from us as us buying from them. This week, we've seen some buyers. Well, we've seen some big sellers. I think yesterday we probably bought a couple thousand ounces of silver plus, 2,000 to 3,000. And thankfully, I laid off 3,000 ounces of silver, maybe a little bit more than that. But my philosophy is changing. You know, I feel like I'm starting to wisen up a little bit. You know, and I should have done it when silver was higher. But the mentality is like, man, this metal's valuable. I don't want more cash than I can have, than I need in my business either. And so I was hoarding a lot of stuff because it's like, all right, well, I can hoard metal, or the alternative is I can hoard money. And so I didn't. So I'm starting to liquidate. You know, I got heavy positions of gold and silver, and so everything that comes in the door, I don't want to hoard it. I want it to go back out. And so I'm wisening up as a dealer. You don't need to do this because you're long-term, should be. But as a dealer, man, if it comes in, I want to lock in my profit and send it right out. And so that requires just a lot more attention to wholesaling and getting things out of here, maybe creating new relationships with vendors. I guess it's a long answer to a small question, Caleb. But physical demand, I think in my store, we're gonna be busy today. We make these videos before hours. And so I think we're going to be busy with buyers, especially now that it kind of, I haven't looked in the last minute, which is now important, last 5 minutes, but especially now that I think we kind of hit a bottom, bounced up from it, some people have a comfort level to come in and take advantage of the dip. Caleb, what do you think? What are your thoughts on like how low can we go?
I don't know. I was going to ask you that question. We could, go into the 40s. And maybe rebound very nicely and back up in the 80s and 90s. But I don't know how long term we'll be in the 40s and 50s.
Yeah, 40s
rebound,
Yeah, quick. I don't know what the catalyst for the rebound is, right? Because it's kind of surprising to me that entering into this war, and now it's kind of dragging on, all the political turmoil that's happening, not just here, but around the world. And you got like kind of Iran throwing missiles at other airports and oil and refineries. Like metals are drastically decreasing in that climate. So I don't know what the catalyst to drive it straight back up is. But I think 50 we could see it. I don't know that we're gonna, but I think we could. We could very easily have created a new floor again at 65. Who really knows, right? And that's a good lesson to learn through all of this, because everybody gets on these videos. You watch all these podcasts, if that's still a thing, and everybody knows exactly what's going on, how we're going to get there, when we're going to get there, and it's all hogwash. It's all hogwash, because I don't know. You don't know. Guys who were adamant that it was going to be 150 are now adamant it's going to be 50. Or guys who are adamant it's going to be 250. They'll just disappear, or they take the other side of things. So if you're a stacker, keep stacking. Now might be a good time to add some more, get out of some cash. But for the time being, the dollar is strong. The dollar is well. Oil's expensive. I hope this to be a short war, but man, I stressed my brain. I don't remember the last time the U.S. was in a short war. Don't put our troops on the ground. I just hope they don't go on the ground unless they're real specific missions. And so guys, thanks for watching. What I want you to help out with, please, is jump down in the comments and tell us like, yeah, I never saw this coming, or yeah, I did see this coming, and here's where I think it's going. And how are you reacting? Like, are you just like, hey, hands off the wheel. I'm not a buyer. I'm not a seller. I'm just coasting. Or man, I can now get 2 ounces for the price of one from a month ago. And are you buying? And where do you think it's going? Are we going to go back up by the end of the year? Or are we going to just kind of struggle and slog around here? And why? Because it helps when you put all those comments in there. It helps, one, for our video, but I think it helps the rest of us to just get some stability and like what's happening. What does the rest of the world think? Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Don't waste it. You don't know how many you have.
Joe, say hi to the YouTube. What? You just sold a 1 ounce gold Cougar in through the drive-thru, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. How long you been coming here now?
About a year and a half.
A year and a half?
Yeah.
Wow.
Years, yeah.
And you've been selling gold through the drive-thru?
Sure.
Awesome. Yeah, especially in this cold 20-degree weather.
Right?
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate you, sir. Let me get your money.
Thank you guys for watching our videos, subscribing to the channel, and liking our content.
We are truly enjoying this journey on YouTube with all of you, and I hope you guys are as well. Be sure to be subscribed to the channel and notified on all of our content. And most importantly, buy precious metals, and don't forget to check out Cameron's whatnot called Gold Cove Cam on there. Things are going way too cheap. It's exciting. It's fun. I'm on there. Pops is on there. Cams is on there. And yeah, don't forget to, throw in some suggestions in the comments down below of what you want to see. Or if you want to be on film, please also let us know. Take care, everyone. We appreciate y'all. Have a great day.